The fitness industry has a problem. It has an image-obsessed problem. And by that I mean, as a rule, the pendulum has swung quite a bit in the fitness industry. It used to be kind of in this place where it was basically just bodybuilding. That's what the fitness industry was. So, of course, it was image-obsessed. And it slowly, over time, it's really become more of like a fitness and health kind of field. And it thinks of itself as like being a subset of the health industry or being a part of the health industry. But now it's swung so far over in that direction that we have a tendency to really get down on people who have image-based goals. So, for instance, like the saying, strong is the new skinny is all over the internet, right? I mean, people love that. Strong is the new skinny. And that's a perfectly cool thing if you would rather be strong than skinny, right? Like, if that's your thing, then that sounds awesome. You're like, yeah, hell yeah, it is. I don't want to be skinny. I want to be strong. Well, yeah, I get that. That's my goal, too. But the problem is that a lot of people out there don't feel this way at all. And they are very turned off by our sort of nonstop preachiness, which I think is overblown. I don't think it's a good idea for us to go forcing other people down their throats our goals. Their goals are their goals. Our goals are our goals. And as a fitness professional, it's not my job to tell you what your goal is. It's my job to help you get to your goal better, faster, in a more healthy way, in a more sustainable way, all those kinds of things. That's my job, right? So I am here to dictate to you how to get to your goal. I am not at all here to tell you what your goal should be. I think it's very misleading of us to say things to young women like, you can't bulk up from weightlifting. Men can, but you're not going to get bulky from weightlifting. Anybody who's been around strength sports long enough, or in CrossFit or anything else like that, knows that's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. The problem is that we have a perception thing going on. For us, what seems bulky is really small, and we look at it and we go, that girl is scrawny. She is scrawny, she looks wimpy, she don't even look like she works out. Other people who are not in our world, who are not into lifting heavy barbells all the time, they look at that person and they say, she is bulky. She looks gross. Ooh, I don't want that. I don't want those abs. I don't want those veins popping out of my abs. I don't want, like, bulging neck muscles and all this bullshit. They don't want that. But we're looking at this girl and we think she looks skinny. She can be way bigger. Right? It's totally different. So when we say you can't possibly bulk up, it's because we don't even define that as bulky. But when they look at it, it's absolutely bulky. Right? And that's just, for women who are roughly average looking. Let alone women who are average genetics for athletics. Let alone people who actually have very good genetics for any kind of power sports whatsoever. Let's be honest, female sprinters are bulky. Serena Williams, bulky. My woman Tamara, bulky, right? I mean, they are objectively bulky. They look like bodybuilders, right? Like huge biceps, huge shoulders, really muscular legs. I mean, enormous legs. And I think that's fantastic. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. That's my thing, right? I like that. But that's because I'm a strength guy, So that's perfectly normal for me to be into that. But not every woman wants to look that way. And we shouldn't tell them that, like, oh, no, it's impossible. Because some of them have those genes. They don't, they're actually going to be at risk. Risk, I mean, it's a silly word to say risk. But they are at risk of bulking up. They actually will. They're going to get bigger than they were. And they have such good genetics for it, they're just going, there's the muscle, right? Other women, they don't have those genes, but they're so hyper-focused on it that they really have a specific look that they want. They're going for a specific thing. And the kinds of training we often force on them will turn them into a look that may be kind of similar, and we look at it and go, that looks a lot better to us. Maybe we even think that's healthier, that's fitter, right? You're stronger, whatever. But they look at it and say, I don't really want that, though. That's not what I actually came here for, right? I mean, the old saying, the customer is always right, should apply to our field too. That if somebody comes in and says, what I really want is I want to be thin, I want to be healthy, whatever, but I want to be thin, and I don't want people to look at me and say that person is a strength trainer or a weightlifter or whatever. Like, they don't want that look. What they want is a different kind of a look. And that's okay. Right? I mean, we shouldn't be telling them, no, screw you, you're an idiot. You have no idea what you want. We're talking down to them. But they do know what they want. There's a lot of very intelligent people in my life that I know who just don't want to look like they lift heavy weights. Other people are perfectly fine with it. Some people will change their mind at mid-course. They start out saying, I don't want to look like that, and then they kind of get desensitized the way we do, and maybe they all of a sudden fall in love with everything involved with lifting barbells and stuff, and it kind of changes the way they think about stuff, and then all of a sudden they're into it. They're like, maybe I do want to have more muscle on me. That's totally cool too. It's okay to change your own goals. It's just not okay to change somebody else's goals. So my feeling as a rule is that, again, our job is to help you get to your goals better. It's not to tell you what your goals should be. You know, I mean, for heaven's sakes, look at this gym. Tamara and I run Asheville Strength. Go to ashevillestrength.com, check it out. And it is a heavy barbell-focused gym. We have a competitive Olympic weightlifting team. We have powerlifters here. You know, I mean, there's some like people lifting some big weight. I mean, we are all about that here. But if someone walks in the door and says, look, I'm cool with what you guys got going on here. I enjoy the environment and all of that. I just don't want to look like a lot of the people here look, right? I mean, what I'm going for is I'm going for not strength goals, I'm going for an aesthetic goal, and I want to look a certain way. Maybe they're a model or an actor or a musician, or they just want to look like that, right? And that's their thing. I'm not going to turn them away. I mean, they just said to me, look, I'm willing to pay you, man. I'm willing to pay you and get you, do your programs, work really hard on your programs because I believe in you, and I think you can get me to my goal. That's cool, right? Isn't my response supposed to be, yes, that's great. I will totally help you do that. Would we rather these people who really do have, I mean, we're talking like probably literally millions of people in the country. Literally. Millions of people, lots of whom are women, who do not want to look like they have huge muscles on their body. They just want to be skinny. They want that. Would we rather them shoot for those goals all on their own, or through the shoddy advice of some wackos? Because there's a lot of wackos out there, right? I mean, you got millions of people wanting something bad. That's a market. Do we want the wackos to go after these people and give them horrible, crappy advice that actually is going to be unhealthy, that actually is going to hurt them over time? Do we want that? No. We should be stepping up and saying, hey, we have the best training methods around. We're all about strength training and, you know, better dieting and all kinds of other stuff that is normal for us, that athletes are all about, but people out there don't know anything about. Wouldn't we rather get them through our programs in such a way that gets them to their goals, their exact goals, but in a way that's much healthier, much more sustainable, etc.? Through our world, wouldn't that be better? For them and for us, obviously. I mean, it's better to have a bigger market, right? I mean, that's better all around. That's a win-win. So my general feeling here is that the fitness industry needs to take a chill pill. Stop with the image-obsessed crap. We've just flipped it around, right? We said, instead of like an image-obsessed world which is out there that says, I just want to be skinny, and we're super image-obsessed in that regard, we've kind of got our own version of that, which is that, like the antithesis. We say, if you at all want to look like that, you're beneath us. You're something else. You're some other horrible group of people, and we want nothing to do with you. Screw you guys. Strong is the new skinny. Skinny ain't, you know, nothing. Screw all that crap. I'm not going to do that anymore. I think that's really silly. Like, I kind of went through a little phase like that, I think, when I was like a teenager, you know, but I'm an adult now, so I'd like to act like one. And allow people to be adults with me. If they're going to come to me and give me an adult question, say, can you help me get to my goal? I'm willing to work hard. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Can you help me get to my goal? I'm going to give them the adult answer. I'm going to say, hell yeah, I can. And we're going to get there fast. So that's my new thing. My new thing is not just keep the goal, as Dan John said, which is a great line, keep the goal, but keep your own goals your own goals. Don't let people trample all over your goals. My line is getting really crappy, so I'm going to have to think about that. I'll come up with a good line, and I'll get back to you. But the point being, don't trample on people's goals if you're in the fitness industry. If you have your own goals, and they're different from what a lot of the clubs that you go to or a lot of the trainers that you go to are comfortable with, screw them. Keep your goals. It's okay to have them, whatever they are. We're just here to help you get them. So, Iron Samurai out, blah, blah, blah. Got to get back to training, barbells and all that shit and getting pretty.